All right. Let's put this window in this one. Let's minimize this one. Hello, everybody. Let's see if we can get this down. Right here. There we go. How you doing? Good morning. Yeah, I'm sporting that Jacqueline Smith look, huh? So somebody messaged me this morning. It's the Jacqueline Smith look. Looks like I'm getting two cameras here. Let me see what's going on here. Editor. Let's see if we can. What happens? Are you seeing two? How you doing, everybody? I'm seeing two images on there. Thank you. I thought that was really funny. Let me fix this thing here. Let's get this thing off of here. Which one is that? Let's hide that one. Alright. Let me see here. I'm just still mucking around with this thing. Yes, Jacqueline Smith, Charlie's Angels. Do, 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 do. Oh, you gotta laugh at yourself. I guess that thing is back. I don't know. It's like, it's strange on here. Alright. We can make it a little smaller. I can't do shit on this thing. Let's see. Bear with me a minute, guys. It's always a nightmare. That's why I want to have everything picture perfect by the time I get to, by the time I get on the road again. Oh boy, come on. Dipshit. It's gonna think I have anger issues. Come on. I think that's it. It's Charlie's Angels. Yeah, Charlie's Devils. Hey, I know, D. I'm just mucking around with it, man. It's like you don't ever want to mess with this thing. This is the kind of shit that keeps you up at night, man. This is the kind of stuff that keeps you up at night. Let's see if we can fill that in there. I had it all set, but I'm bouncing between channels here. There we go. How's that? Is that okay? Is that? I think we got that. It's off-centered. I think that's a little better. It's probably not perfect, but there we go. Yay! Afternoon, or I should say good morning, everybody. Just threw my laundry in. It is laundry day here on the Rancho. Putting this over here. All right. It's National Tooth Day in Mexico. Did you know that? All right, let me say hi to the side chat and apologies. You guys know I'm always very engaged in the side chat. Hello, Joan Ann Smith, going up here. We've got, let's see who we got. Winky, Miss Bailey, Winky, Jack A. Blue, Patsy Klein, D. How you doing, D? What's up, Jen, DF Knock, Beryl, and we got Mr. Pinkle. Karina, how are you? Thank you, sweetie. There we go. Good afternoon, Kay. How are you? Yeah, live chat reminder. Good afternoon. Kiwana, how are you, beautiful? Nice to see you. The chefist with the mostest there, Kiwana. Sugar. Yeah, I got a nice hoodie, huh? Thank you to Joe Kane down in Australia. Hey, Joe. 60s ain't nothing, honey. I just have a good time. I just play at it. Let's see. Let me see what. Let's see. Yeah, it's. We don't need that. All right. So did Elbow finally get the message? You're not going to bend over backwards for him. Well, as I told you before, Kit and Cat, you know I got to do what's best for my for my business, and my business is about having fun, traveling, and everything else. I don't know about the other little spin of drama last night. I didn't see the upload on that, but I'll bet you $500 he'll be on today doing the same thing. Ain't going anywhere on here. Hey Scottish, how are you? I'm good. Nice to see you. Yeah, this is somebody said this is my Jacqueline Smith look. Oh, really? Oh, well, I don't know. We're just talking about setting that up on things. I put it out there. I had a morning chooch today, and I was talking about putting together kind of a BOYT streaming house with a high degree of side chat intervention and stuff, where people would be able to vote. How you doing, Joe King? Always can see you. Thank you, spirits. I'm getting ready to blow it out in Las Vegas, baby. I need all the help I can get, honey. All the help I can get. Yeah, I think so. I think so. I got a little more softer look across the front there. Thank you. Always can see Joe King. I don't, Joe King. I don't block. There's a minuscule number of people that are blocked off on this channel. Hello, spirits. Excellent gun pose, right? Bring back Charlie's Angels, of course. Is National Tooth Day in Mexico today. How interesting, National Prevent Dental Decay. It's very fitting. I think we'll have the the build up for the big reveal of sad news, guys, blah blah blah, and all that. My comment was I'm not sure, Joe King, because I don't massage my comments unless they're hateful things or they have put stuff about other people in the side chat and things like that. I don't my thumbs up and thumbs down have been on since January 3rd, 2013. And my comments are totally unrestricted on there. Do I have certain words on the block list? Of course I do. Of course I have certain words on the block list. So as far as, I don't know, I didn't watch a lot of the excuse me, Elvis's hangouts and things about a little bit on the stream and all that kind of stuff last night. But I think maybe the message has been delivered that my travels got to come. Missy Jenn travels. My friends, we're doing the fishing next week, salmon fishing on Thursday. That should be a hoot. That should be a Judy. How about Joe Kane from Washington, from Western Australia for Charlie? That's right. It's going to be a question of what are you going to do to kill time or whatever. And I don't have a clue. I meet people. How you doing, Uber? Nice to see you, sweetie pie. I told you guys before that I don't believe in molding a schedule to fit a rebuild or anything like that. I'm a friendly person. If things fit into my schedule and people want to do things, that's fine. But my fall travels are pretty much carved in stone. With starting next Tuesday, then I may or may not take off down the eastern slope of the Sierras from Reno to Las Vegas. I've never done that journey before. It could be interesting. I worry about the intense heat in the desert if I have to boondock down there overnight. But I'm pretty battle proven with the heat from Detroit and Chicago and the humidity and all that. But it could be it could be interesting, or else I might just hightail it down Sunday to Las Vegas. I've gotten some good suggestions. Thank you, people. Somebody's looking into the possibility of a haunted place that we might be able to spend the night in down there, which would be pretty cool. And if you have any ideas about that, any place that might be cool, some people are suggesting the Oasis Motel. That's right, Uber Goober. Some people are suggesting the Oasis Motel in room 20 there, but it seems a little restricted to me, it seems a little small, and plus, I don't want to. That's right. A nice break in a motel will refresh you. I don't feel like, particularly spending in a night in a place where, with suicide motel. I don't feel really comfortable. Don't feel really comfortable. Quinny, how are you? How you doing, Mike Jetson? Nice to see you. So, if you have any suggestions, or you have a home or something like that, Kit Kat, when I came home, unfortunately, Kit Kat said, isn't California the land of bums? Wouldn't Elbow actually do well? Look, people, I don't call people bums, as I said at the end of my stream with Billy, the mayor of Point Reyes Station down there. Everybody matters in life, okay? And there's no difference in my treatment between Billy or would be with the Queen of England, okay? I treat everybody with respect. I don't care the way my message occasionally gets shaped and twisted for the benefit of good YouTube content, but people know that I treat people with a high degree of respect. How you doing, Mel? Hey, Mouse Toes, how are you? So the problem with California is you may like it or not. Maybe you're a blue person, maybe you're a red person. I don't usually talk politics on the channel, but the reality is that California is a very blue state, probably the bluest of the blue states out here, and as a result we have a state legislature and an ensconced state government that believes that nothing is the individual's fault and everything is the fault of society. Yeah, better treatment, Uber Goober. Everything is the fault of society, so you'll have an overabundance of services that are available. If you move to college and you're an illegal alien, if you move to California, you can get a driver's license. Okay, you can get a special Mexican edition of the California driver's license. You can get all of your medical care, Medicaid, Medi-Cal in California does not distinguish between being a legal resident or an illegal resident. So, take that for what it's worth. I believe all children should be vaccinated. So I believe it's a kindness that this country does in providing immunization and well child cares for kids up until through the age of 18. And also, if you want to go to college, the state of California, whether you're legal or illegal, will in some cases give you a full free ride. Now, we don't have state medical care, I guess, like Oregon does. We don't have that. Yeah, how you doing, the Chuchin? We don't have that here. But what we have is a mentality that everything is the fault of the society that made people the way they are. There's very little personal responsibility in this society about the individual. That's in stark contrast to maybe the way Texas used to be, and I think Texas is starting to turn. Nevada turn blue, and where you turn blue, you tend to give a more social aspect to government. I'm not passing judgment on it. I'm saying the people get the government they want. Now, to answer Kitten's Cat's question, in front of that backdrop, you have people to come to California because the services are available. You look at my live stream. Thank you, Andrew Scott. You look at my live stream for the Tenderloin I went on with Mr. Z in late spring down in San Francisco. Absolutely, that and probably the place that Dee and I went to in Salt Lake City, Temple Street North, were two of the most violent and dangerous chooches that I ever went on. And you just have an entrenched homeless population on Eddy Street down there. You have the Glide Memorial church down there, which is constantly feeding. There's people coming around with feeding trucks. Salvation Army is there constantly hanging out, giving out food. They just park the trucks there. And then a bigger truck comes and they offload the food, and it just, between the hours of 3 p.m. and 7 p.m., you come up and get your feed. To further make things convenient, they put portable toilets on the street. Not that that really helps, because people still do defecate on the streets. And they will counsel you and work with you. But the one thing that they will never succeed in doing is having you work a job down there. And we're in an economy. How you doing, Susie? We're in an economy with 3.2% unemployment. If you want to work, you can work. Okay, so Kit and Kat, to answer your question, we have a mollycoddling environment here. And when I got to Santa Rosa, I have to declare this place, besides Los Angeles and San Francisco, has the worst homeless problem. I told Missy Jenn after being away for 2 months, I'm in shock. I'm in shock. You know, how many people were wandering the streets, and she's like, well, Rosie, consider the services that are available. You can have lunch at the St. Vincent de Paul Mission. You can have dinner at the Redwood Gospel Mission. You can go to the food banks, which I'm not against. I think food banks are great to supplement things for people that need it. But you'll notice the majority of people that are on the streets tend to be between the ages of about, I would say, 16 and 40 years old, and most of them have been subjected to, have introduced themselves or been introduced to drugs. And it's a real problem. So there are plenty of services out here, Kit and Kat, and therein lies the problems. Therein lies the problems. Food banks are increasingly happy. There's a lot of things. Yeah, Austin, Texas. I'm just saying, now, you take the abundance of services, free medical, free food. They'll even try to get you a housing accommodation, although don't be fooled. Many people that are homeless want to be on the streets by choice. They don't cohabitate well with others, and they'll tell you about the experiences of thievery and all that. But you put all those services, all the fact, the guilt, the big guilt trip that San Francisco has, because per capita it's wealthy as fuck. Okay, San Francisco and Silicon Valley and Santa Clara County, they have all of the high tech. They got the Googles, they got the Adobes, they got the Apples, they got everything located down on that peninsula. You got software engineers making $300,000 a year. So they also have the high guilt factor. We're a very wealthy, extremely wealthy city. We have a liberal mentality, so our tendency is to kind of assuage our guilt by overproducing services. And Google hands out handouts, and Adobe and Apple, they all fund projects. It makes it very makes it attractive. It's like bees to honey, right? Now you add in the final factor of a great climate here. We don't see snow here. The coldest I've ever experienced is 18 degrees in December of 2013. That was rare. Our average coldest temperature here in the valley, here in Santa Rosa, probably goes down to about 34 degrees in winter. We can get colder weather, but the sun comes up and it warms up to the mid 60s, and you never shovel snow. And in summertime, it's sunny every day, so it's a very good environment. How you doing, Richard? Nice to see you. So if he were to come out to California, it's probably counter opposite of a lot of states in the United States. But instead of paying down, being fiscally responsible, and paying down, how you doing, Harvey? And make sure somebody put up Harvey's new channel, please. I told Harvey I would put a shout out on here. I think it's Harvey's Vintage Audio or something like that. Harvey has a new channel. You are a huge part of the homeless equation, the extreme increase in the cost of a house, small apartment. Yeah, we're a huge, yeah. The money that spins out of NorCal is incredible. You can talk about SoCal and what's down there, but the real concentration of extreme wealth is up here in the northern part of the state, around the San Francisco Peninsula. Everything from Tesla to all the high tech, everything is all located up here. So there will be a lot of services that are available. But as I was saying, instead of paying down the debt of the state, which is out of control like it is in many states. And we do run a surplus on occasion. I mean, we're not too bad. You can say what you want about Governor Jerry Brown, but will tell you this about Governor Jerry Brown. He was cheap as hell. Okay, he was like me. I mean, he would relight half a cigar. I'm not going to say he would search around ashtrays for butts, but he was pretty fiscally conservative, and he did a lot to restore balance to the budgets. But the state debt here is horrendous. So I mean, that's the yeah, and they don't mind if you crap in the street. You know, there'll be a kitten cat. There'll be a small van behind with toilet paper and somebody to jump out and wipe your hiney. So, you know, that's what you get to look forward to here. Now, given that way of support and the guilt factor plus the weather, you know, the mayor of Los Angeles can't clear anybody off the streets down there. So you walk down the streets of LA past this beautiful city hall, the LA Times building. You go over to Chinatown, you're stepping across. You have to walk in the street because people set up their tents on the sidewalk and they're blocking the whole sidewalk, and they give you a booze. You know, if you look at them sideways, they're all up in your grill. Okay. You look stressed. Do I look stressed? I'm on my Jacqueline Smith look today. Rosie, you asshole. I'll just say it for the haters, for the haters out there on there. Yeah, better hang out more by. You'll see a cluster of homeless sceners. Some on walkers. I'd say that's an extreme rarity. Go downtown on Wilson Street. Go downtown on Davis Street. Go downtown on Morgan Street here. This city has a homeless problem to rival any in the nation here up here. Why? Because of the services. What's the incentive to do anything? They talk about, Marshall. At least he's getting AdSense money and things like that. But what is the motivation to get off the streets when everything is provided for you? Your basic human needs. It is. I opened my eyes, Meezer. I've been here for 21 years. I've seen it all around here. Hey Nathan, how are you? Nice to see you. Thank you. That's my feeling on that. This state will pay a very heavy price for that. One day, but make no mistake, the tide that rolls out of California is a tide that eventually usually envelops the nation. I can see that the state of Nevada has rolled blue, and I would expect that progression to move onward until there's the very basic core heartland left. Look at all the people from California that move into Texas, to follow Dell and all those, people. Well, that's what I'm saying, D does, but I'm just saying, I'm just explaining to Kit and Cat about that situation. What I thought about that. I don't, but as far as Elvis's channel has gone away from the YouTube, there ain't no way. But I'll tell you what, I'm not disclosing anything because I'm not privy to finances. Okay? He never discussed money with me, and I don't discuss money with Marshall. But I tell you what, everything has a finite end to it. People get tired of, you have donor fatigue. Any number of things happen. And pretty soon you kind of recognize that you're moving from a check to a checkmate position in terms of your life. This Mexican dental, a lot of people have the idea if you make it over the border, that everything's going to be free in Mexico. Remember, Mexico puts, I don't have any banning, Inspector Blakely. My hands are right here. My moderators do as they choose to do on the side chat. That's why they're my moderators. Okay, I trust them. They tell me to shut up. So the money is going to be drained down. They're going to go to Mexico. You get cheap intro. They got you across the border, and it's ay caramba. You know, they open that mouth, they take a look. No, this is not. You know, it's going to be draining of resources. There ain't going to be much left at the end of the day. Okay, there ain't going to be much left at the end of the day. You know, Norm was a good guy, in my opinion, Norm F. But Norm F's, having met him, and Elvis and I are the only ones that personally met him. And having met him in person, I got nothing against the guy. He was super kind and super nice to me. There wasn't a hell of a lot to talk about. I think people expected me to crawl in to bed with him that night, you know. But the reality is, I went by, I said my thank yous to him, and we had a very cordial get together. But Norm F's come along very, very rarely in life. Okay, and that's the reality on here. Yeah, thank you. Love my lippy. Thank you. So, excited for Las Vegas. Look, I'm getting feedback, and you guys know I usually talk about something one time. Tuesday night, I did my hangout on the events down in Florida. I don't keep pounding it. I don't keep jumping on panels and you know, having the same thing beaten in the ground. That's not my style. Say it once and be done with it. But I will say this: people have different sensitivities, obviously, to people in life. And I've gotten a lot of heat and a lot of messages over the last couple days to examine my behavior and my future with somebody at the current time that is under some pressure on YouTube. And I'm a friend of Mallory's too. I'm a closer friend to Dee because we've had the experience of chooching together out there. But people have different sensitivities. Thank you, Winky. We had a good time on Rosie McNamara last night. People have different levels of cultural sensitivities. I mean, I get messages, Rosie, you're trash, you know, you're ghetto and blah, blah, blah. Well, to some extent, it's true. I'm not highbrow, you know, as Dave the Fisherman inelegantly put it last night. You know, Rosie's got balls of steel or whatever. That works to my disadvantage too. You know, maybe I should be more up in arms about things that happen. Maybe I should be more sensitive to that. You know, I listened to Cats Hangout yesterday. I listened to what people say on here. And I just think I've got to, thank you, Harvey. We got to be who we are. And my roots go back to a hard-ass city, Baltimore. Growing up amidst riots, racial tension, early school desegregation. I told you guys before, I still remember going into the department stores with whites only counters, movie theaters with multiple restrooms, colored white. Amusement park, Winoak Amusement Park, whites only, country clubs, no Jews allowed. I grew up in that. Of all that strife and stuff, and seeing people stabbed on the street, outside, a guy defending his store just went off. I mean, I've been subjected to a lot of things growing up, so I don't have that same degree of what I call the suburbia mentality about things, because it was a fact of life. And I'm not giving excuses about things, but you've got to understand people's cultural background. You got to understand Dee's cultural background, Mallory's. It's never an excuse to fiddle around with arms, things that could hurt people. But I'll tell you what, different upbringings, different raisings, different things shed different light. They give a different idea. We tend to have a jungle sense of what's real and what is contrived. I mean, I've spent a lot of time with Dee, and I get the sense in no time, under any conditions, would I ever feel like there could ever even be any kind of threat towards me. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Well, I'm just saying, Jim Bob, I mean, that's kind of offensive, but what I'm saying is that I should be more sensitive about things. I understand that. I get that. But you're asking me to change my core nature in a city that was alternates with other cities as the murder capital of America and the violence, and a place where police just don't give a fuck. Okay, they're not going to die to roll up Monroe Street and up to Cherry Hill and get their asses blown away because of some kind of drug battle. So for that, I apologize. And as I've also said, I can only take people on their own merits, having met them and spent time with them, whether it's Elvis, whether it's Vegas Vixen, whether it's Randy, whether it's Andrea, Lady T, all the other people that you see around. Hey Deb, how you doing? I can only relate to people, and when I meet them in real life, I get an instant sense of what the person is all about. Andrew says you would chooch in Colombia. I think I draw the line. Yeah, they just park. Cops aren't doing anything in Baltimore. They don't give a shit if there's a shoot up on Pennsylvania Avenue. They could care less. It's like, okay, two less. If we're lucky, two less hoodlums to worry about. That's a terrible thing to have. Don't be more sensitive. Ace 4, how you doing? Yeah, I always have a lot of plans coming up. I fucking love Kitten Cat. I'm going to vote for, hey Toon Cat, I'm going to vote for Kitten Cat to be the mayor of BOYT, huh? Wouldn't that be funny? Except she'd imprison about 1/3 of the BOYT population immediately there. So that's it with that. Am I looking forward to streaming with Dee? Of course I am. But I said, I think we got the personalities that, Dee has to examine himself. We got the personalities that jibe well. Maybe because I'm significantly older than he is. I don't, that competitive streak, that stuff just gets knocked out of you. You're just there for the shits and giggles and the fun, and if you get a little tip here and there, you're very happy, but it's not going to unsettle my world. He's a lot younger, so he's got a longer road to travel. I'm not that much older, huh? I'm not saying I'm just saying that I've been around for a long time on here, okay? A lot of years. I've probably pretty much run my race on here, and it's nice to uplift other people. It's nice to Harvey, my issue, Harvey, I just want to say this, Harvey, if you're coming on my stream, I'm talking about a certain topic here, and you're off, talking about your audio. I'm trying to give you a boost on the channel and stuff, but you have a tendency to kind of come in and steer things to what you're doing, which is great. I give people a plug. I love you, Harvey, but I'm just saying I'm trying to get certain things out there. And I already told you about the live streaming thing. If you live stream something, the simple question that you ask yourself, whether you'll get struck or not, hey Goldie, is did you create the content or not? Does it belong to you, or is it content that you're using of somebody else's? That's the only thing you have to answer. It doesn't matter if you were. It doesn't matter if you were in the show, and I know you were, Harvey. You're a handsome guy. You've been featured on the telly a bit. But unless you can say to yourself, I created and I own this content, then putting it up without being in the public domain is a guaranteed strike. You'll have Cassidy Hampton, how you doing, sweetie? You'll see these people that buy a movie or they'll buy a video game and it has the music, and they'll get struck for it. And they'll come on to the Google help board and they'll say, I can't believe it. I bought this CD of the the Beach Boys, and I played it in the background of my beach teeny weeny bikini beach game there, you know, strip poker on the beach, and I got a strike and stuff. Well, just because you bought it, you just bought the use to yourself to use. You're not allowed to put that up. You're not allowed to put that up. If you didn't put it up there, if you didn't create it, and it's not in the public domain, then you're liable to get a strike. Gifts are fine. I mean, gifts are harder to track down and things. I don't use gifts and things. I try to keep things real simple. You know, I'm working on making sure that the text to speech is all set for chooching adventures. That's my big thing here on the BOYT. I can stream from my cell phone on Rosie McNamara. I have 750 or whatever subscribers, no problem at all. Streamlabs allows you to stream no matter what the size your channel is, but it's a nightmare to use it. So, good afternoon, Ginger. How are you? Good afternoon. Yeah, JC, I hope you get things straightened out on the. I hope you get things straightened out on the road there. I really do. It's a tough situation to be in. But I do love Harvey. But you know, Harvey, usually I just come on my Hangout and I just talk about things pertinent to the channel and what's coming up. But we're definitely lovers, okay, on some kind of level. Okay, don't worry about it. Thank you, Johnny West. It's all tough. It's all tough stuff. I know. I got a lot of feedback on and I'm just going to wrap up for Vegas coming up. It's going to be exciting. I don't want to oversell it because nothing's been really done yet. I've got a lot of cool suggestions, but we have to overlay everything with the heat element down there. We can't do much during the daytime. So we'll just have to figure out things. Thank you, Kaylee. I decided to go for the Jacqueline Smith look today. Do 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 do. Let the hate mail flow. Let the hate mail flow. What do we got? Let me see something here. Let me see what Carlos did. Oh, thank you. Yeah, nice. See, this is why your channels always get blocked, Carlos. And then I have to go through and take an hour and unblock 500 Carlos Martinez accounts, which I'm happy to do. Which I'm happy to do. We're just, it's pretty funny. So we got that coming up. I'm looking forward to that and the fishing. Funny how people run people down and then ask for favors. Yeah, thank you also last night for coming into the... Hey, Vanessa, how are you, sweetie? Yes, I actually have a bra on today, believe it or not. So that's a rarity. 3 times a year, it's National Wear Your Bra Day. What else do I got going on? I was going to talk about... I don't know. It blew totally out of my mind there. But as far as Vegas is concerned, we'll have a good time down there. My expectations are that Dee and I, whatever we're doing, will turn out well. My next McNamara stream will be tonight. I'm going to be making cherry turnovers, frosted cherry turnovers. So that'll be a little bit of fun. That'll be on the Rosie McNamara channel. I like to have a few drinks and we have a good time. Yeah, we get a little naughty, but it's a perfect channel. It should have done that years ago. Just had a channel venue for just goofing around and you know, tits out, butt out, and go make something nice and people can have some fun. Eyes will fight you for Harvey's affection. There you go. Thank you, Cassidy. That's awful nice to say. Yeah, we'll have Doritos tonight. Yeah, we always do. I mean, I can't. I don't know. We'll get to that. Elvis's arrival. D, it's a good personality fit. I think because we were both, you know, kind of, we spent a significant time of our formative years in pretty tough environments. I think we kind of get each other. I think we kind of understand Also, I think we have pretty good sense of humors, and we're both pretty easygoing people. It takes a lot to move, as you guys know, it takes a lot to move my needle and be upset about things in life. And I think that that's a good thing. And I'm not sure if you got your other channel restored or brought back from that. Yeah, we look forward to it. I don't want to oversay it. We have a good time. Yeah, I need that pepper spray. Got to do that. I got to have that pepper spray. So thank you to those of you who were on the. Thank you, Beryl. Good chemistry. Thank you to those of you who were on the McNamara channel. We made a BOYT calendar for the ladies and a BOYT calendar for the men. I think it was kind of fun to put the men of BOYT on the calendar, matching them up with the month, and the ladies of BOYT. I think we had a really good time. Hey, how you doing, bully? Thank you, Jen. We work well. I don't ever think that we anticipate. I mean, we wouldn't have met up and chooched again. I left Las Vegas, and a week later I went down and met up with him, and we had a more defined chooching agenda. I wouldn't have done that if I didn't get along. But the guy's very easygoing. Yeah, does he drink? Yeah. Do I drink? Yeah. Do we have a good time? Yeah. Do we get in some crazy ass situations? Yeah. Do we enjoy pop-up street parties? Well, I probably enjoy them a little more. I probably enjoy him a little more than Dean does, the pop-up street parties, because he's got to keep an eye on Big Sister out there and make sure this shit doesn't go over the top. Because I don't know. He'll tell you. I mean, stuff got a little out of hand with Cadillac and his buddy down at the abandoned house. I'm not going to go into all that, but let's just say he was Johnny on the spot. He knows when to reel it in and to get the thing on the road again. Plus, it's more comfortable to be at night anyway. So. Try to I think he hates the fact I get up early. I love the fact when he got locked out. I mean, we both have that in common. We both lost our key, except mine was more catastrophic to the van. D got locked out of his room that night, and of course the assholes at the hotel wouldn't come up and knock on my door to send one of the lazy security guards up to my room and just knock on the door. With D standing there, and D could have said, "Hey, Rosie, open up. I don't have a key. They're not going to let me in the room." But that didn't make a lot of sense to them. That didn't make a lot of sense to them. Okay, but we got that eventually all straightened out. But that was funny as hell. He spent the night at the Grand down there, and he checked in. He thought, "I'm getting a good deal, $30." Then they're like, "But there's the experience fee." It's 5 a.m. and he's checking in, and they're gonna charge you for the resort fee. And they're like, "Oh, well, the pool's open all night." It's like, what the fuck, man? It's 5 a.m. Hey, Jordan Blue, how are you, sweetie? It's 5 a.m. I would have told that woman, "Are you kidding me? Let me speak to the night manager." I said, "Look, it's 5 a.m. I'm going at 11. I want you to waive the resort fee." And they might have very well done that. That's how cheap I am. I didn't want to reach across the counter and grab her by the collar and pull her across and say, "We are going to waive that resort fee, aren't we?" But the funny thing is, one of the he was on his stream, I guess, and one of them said, "Yeah, just don't worry. It's almost 6 o'clock. Just go wait over at the Denny's. Rosie gets up at 6 o'clock. She'll be over there." He probably wishes I slept a little later. Yeah, we both need I did get some lanyards. Yeah, the big resort fees, they'll be disappearing soon. Trust me. As the economy goes into the shitter here, they will be the first thing what goes on comes off in Las Vegas. You'll find a gigantic unwinding of everything that was put on over the last 10 years. Insane, smash drunk. And, I blame the hotel for that. So anyway, it's fun. We got our memories, stuff that we laugh about. We stay in a nice place down there. It's a great location. And it's very colorful, to say the least. I gotta be careful Yeah, it's like I like to get up around 10 o'clock, and usually by 6 or 7, I'm rolling around, and he's like, I'm down here doing the morning chew. He's probably, oh, fuck, you know. Oh man, ain't no showdown coming down there. I'm sure he's across the border today doing his thing. And you got to be a nut if you ever think that. Did you ever get reach around? Oh, I didn't get that. Sorry, Kunta. I got my mods are just too fast for you. Your message just didn't get out there. Well, I like to hit the pool. I like to have fun at the pool and hang out. I like to go to some of the other pools too. We have the ability to get in, you know, the topless pool down at the Stratosphere and some other places. It makes it kind of fun to hit some of those pools. Yeah, so it's a good chemistry. So I'm very glad that he's had success on his channel. I'm glad for Mallory that she's had success on her channel. As I said, I'm a person that applauds. I'm a person that applauds success. But what's best for YouTube business is when you wake up and feel good about what you've done on a daily, the content you create. Because as I've said before, if you choose to make a channel just about drama, then the bad problem is it has a shelf life of about 1 week. And guarantee you 3 years from now, there won't be anybody going back and watching, you know, streaming house live streams. They'll be on to the latest round of things. What endures is going out there and creating content that people will see for years. You know, take the time to put some video content together as well as live stream content. Do a blend of both. Try to put a cinematic video together, and people say, well, nobody will watch it. Well, of course they won't. Well, it takes time to train people. Nobody watched my early cell phone cinematic videos. Now people request me, you know, are you going to be making a cell phone cinematic video and things like that. It takes time. It takes time. Yeah, we need to pass this to a lot of pools down there. I want you guys to fund me for Caesar's topless pool. Oh shit! I'm gonna get hated on now. Yeah, the videos, they're something that people will watch for years and years and years. It's why, it's why you at the risk of sounding like it, it's one reason that Elvis has 3 or 4 million channel views, because he does create, RV reviews and food reviews that people will watch. And it's one reason that the channel has 13 million views here. It's not because of live streams. It's because of the how-tos and the other things that people enjoy over and over and over and over again. The queen of all boners. I need me a stripper. Go fund me any takers. Yeah. Well, we might try the old pimping routine down in Vegas this time. That might be kind of fun. Laughing about D and I were laughing about that. I need to get the the blue hair on and get all gigged up and get out there and hit the street, and we have some fun. I think she probably could. The problem, Richard, Sandy Callie in Texas, she's a sweetheart. Problem is you can't bring any video. I do videos. I did a topless pool video on the McNamara channel, but you got to cover up your hoo-ha's. So it's not so great for videography. Not so great for videography and stuff. Sandy Callie puts good challenges together for haunted places. She sent us over to Woodlawn Cemetery and those kind of places. Hey Katie, how are you? So we'll see what new challenges. She said that there would be new challenges ahead. Oda May, how are you, sweetie? We'll also have a tip out your mod day. And I will also be grateful as anybody is for any support that I get in my travels. That's wonderful, that once in a while. I made a fake boobs no video and got a 3-month. Oh man. Wow, that's tough, Mel. Rosie, to pimp up the RD, the pimp up the mode makes a good living, but he's rough with the girls. I don't know. I think D's would be very gentle. Yeah, pimping isn't easy. Well, that's his problem, not mine. Nice to see you, Oda May. Nice to see you, Oda May, the beautiful Oda May in the chat. The challenges Sandy does, maybe some other people will give us some challenges too. That's good. The text to speech will be fully operational with the Bluetooth speaker. I've invested significant money into that, so that should be working well. That makes it so much more fun. It's like Tucker was talking about last night on the stream. When I was down at the Berkeley Library, and Tucker hates Berkeley. Tucker hates anything that smacks of liberal right down there. And while I'm walking around the Berkeley Library, they're firing in text messages talking about the snowflakes of liberalism and all that kind of stuff. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, that's we have a good time. That's all. As far as Marshall is concerned, and a reminder, I will be baking tonight, making cherry turnovers. I have some more canned cherries I got to use up. I love turnovers. They're fun, they're easy to make, and they can be very delicious too. So I'll be making them tonight. Cherry turnovers, cherry with a little bit of almond. I think almond and cherry are an incredible combination. I'll be doing that and putting the glaze on top of it. Not that kind of glaze, okay? I'll be making the glaze and having a good time tonight on that. As far as Elvis is concerned, do we talk on the daily? I can't say we talk on the daily, but maybe every other day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. I get a call when the issues, things like the overheating, the vapor locks, and it's the desert. We had a long discussion yesterday. About getting into San Diego. And of course, San Diego is a boondocker's dream. It's also a boondocker's nightmare because San Diego is a very strident city when it comes to public parking. But it's not impossible. Sometimes you can find somebody that has a yard for rent on YouTube, and you can rent their yard. Put your RV. You don't need to say, I don't even need to really plug in. If I plug in, can I give you another $50? Problem solved. There's a lot of ways to get around it. But the climb from Yuma to San Diego could be the death knell. It could be the death knell for, it's a kind of climb that's 10 miles, unforgiving, with no flat spots, and it's the kind of thing towing 9,000 pounds up a hill that could do in the head gaskets on it. The reverse pressure from that, the pressure, the poundage that's pulling on those pistons that are moving up and down in those cylinders is incalculable. Of course, it's calculable, but I tried to tell him there's no other feasible way into California to know of, and he's talking about, well, I could maybe I'll take this non-highway in, and I'm like, bro, there's a reason they built the highways, and that's because the non-highway, the mountain ways in are treacherous. They're fucked up there. Rock slides. There's no police that really patrol those roads. If you get into trouble down there ain't going to be nothing about it. Yeah, that's depressed. I'm depressed too. I get depressed about it too. But I try to give the help I can in a non-monetary way and give some advice. But there's nothing that I can do. There's nothing that I can do about making that ride easier between Yuma and San Diego. If you make it into San Diego, you're great. You're good to go. You're gold. But the next issue becomes boondocking. And let me tell you, I can boondock my van anywhere in San Diego with no issue whatsoever. I can put it on a 24-hour CVS lot. They'll assume it's just a delivery van for somebody. Cops never imagine somebody's living in something that small. But once you start getting up to conversion van, you start getting up to Class Bs, then you have a different kind of problem. They're not allowed. And San Diego is extremely aggressive about ticketing people that are sleeping in their cars. They know what they have there in the city. They have the best climate, the most beautiful city in the United States. And they're not going to let people avoid hotel bills if they can help it. Um, I'm not sure. He might need, Joe King, when I think about it, maybe pay the 100. There's no bridges, there's no overpasses of note up there. Chuck that thing on a Jerdan and just drive that bastard up the hill. I told him coming down, you have a significant braking problem too. Because as we were climbing, we were watching people come down the other way. There were Walmart trucks with their brakes on fire and smoking. I mean, it ain't no bullshit. It's exceedingly, exceedingly dangerous. No, I don't feel sorry. But I just feel sorry that sometimes teeth drive things. It's insane. Yeah, there's local resources, but that takes effort. You bought the ticket, you take the whole ride. And right now we're on the ride, and that's it. As for what happens for the future, as I've said it a million times before, my schedule, there's a slight bit of flexibility in it, but there ain't no way that I'm going to lift a hammer, turn a screw, or do anything until my fall travel season is done. And that looks to me like sometime around Halloween, because I'd like to be here with Missy Jenn for the holiday season. And then pack off to Honolulu or something like that, or probably Hong Kong. Have you tried the cinnamon? I've not tried the cinnamon glazed donuts. I eat fast food. Hey, Alpo Joe, I think I eat fast food 3 times a year. I'm not counting Denny's, but I think I have fast food just 3 times a year. It's really not it's my retirement now. 46 years of working. I think Jen gets along well with him, Joe King, but by the time you get here to the Rancho, your resources are expended, and then the realities of life really start to set in. I mean, Missy Jenns ain't going to be forking any money over. That's for damn sure. Anybody's welcome to visit the Rancho. I've had a lot of visitors here before, from Dave the fisherman right on down the line. Line Screw. Lots of people have come by, most of which have never been on, never wanted to be on YouTube. Thank you, Susie. I appreciate that. And Cassidy, I'm not going to get myself in a situation. People are talking about, well, if you come into stay someplace, there's implied laws of rental, implicit rental. Santa Rosa doesn't recognize that stuff. If you're coming in an RV, that RV, it's not like you're living in it's not like you're living in the in-law unit. I think it'd make good video when the boss meets Marshall for the first time. The boss and Janet, huh? Yeah, I don't go to Hardee's. Our Hardee's burned to the ground down here, queen of all boners. Our Hardee's burned down. Hey, how you doing, Norm F? Nice to see you, the Canadian Clipper, in the chat. I think Missy Jenn, he's met Missy Jenn many times in real life. They get along well. Marshall has a lot of respect for Missy Jenn, let me tell you. A lot more respect for her than me. And she would only have to say something one time and it would be, look, I'm not for running the thing. He might scoot back to Flagstaff or Prescott and then move back to Chicago. I don't know. To my mind, as long as you came all the way and you're only 150 miles from San Diego, if he gets into the San Diego and LA basin, he'll think he died and went to heaven. There's a lot of opportunities for the type of Middle Eastern food down there. LA has a huge population of Iranians and Persians down there. And he also can hang out in El Cajon too, which has the big Assyrian population there. I don't know, Harvey. I'm not timing anybody yet. I let I apologize. My moderators do their thing. I don't lift a corrective finger to my moderators here. They just keep the chat going, so Cassidy. Cassidy. Talk about snazzy country club chicks. Well, Harvey, thank you. I got my new Jacqueline Smith. So I try not in life to look too far ahead. As I've said before, I do own the fact that Marshall and I have had a lot of good times. Our 3 weeks together that we spent traveling the Great Lakes Tour 2019 was great. We don't fight. I think I have the ability to get along everyone. I know people. I got a lot of feedback. Rosie, he talks over you, blah blah blah, and I know. I mean, I'm a city person too. People tell you I talked over Jen for the longest time, but I curbed that. I curbed that habit. On there. So as a result, I don't mind. Like I said, I've had other people come here to get some electrical stuff done on their RVs. I just haven't, for their request, I haven't publicized it. I put a new wiring harness in somebody's house on their house coach on the RV and some other things. So I don't think too much ahead about it. I know there'll probably be the swattings and the other things. I'm not sure. Dave might show up. I mean, who in the hell knows, what could happen. And I have to thank Dave sent me a beautiful California. I want to show you this. Oh boy, Dave sent me this beautiful California. It's a bamboo cutting board, and it just came yesterday, and it has all the cities of California on it. There's where Cassidy Hampton, the Queen of Bakersfield, right there, baby, right in the middle, the beauty queen of Bakersfield. Sent that to us, so I really appreciate it. That's etched in really nicely there. That's beautiful. So I'm very happy to have had that. That was a nice surprise that came, and Missy Jenn and I are really grateful for that. Came from totally bamboo. So I guess a lot of it depends on the individual experience that you have with people in life. Oh, you like that I Dream of Jeannie bottle? You like that, the I Dream of Genie bottle. It is nice, isn't it? That's why I say I'm sorry Dave's had the history that he's had here. He's brought a lot willingly on his own, and I feel sorry for the people that have been adversely affected. It's been kind of a two-way street, but I am very appreciative for that Dave and I still got along well. I'm not one to excoriate people who do hangouts. Yeah, I always wish for a better day on YouTube, but I was really happy to get that, and that was super nice. So I'm gonna hang this back up. I thought that was really a nice gesture. So I don't know what the predictability it would be. I guess eventually at some point in 2019 or 2020, I guess inevitably Elvis will be up on the Rancho, and then we'll just have to see what happens. I mean, we're just, yeah, like you said, Miss Bell, we just got good hearts. Thank you, Dagan Hills. It was a lot of fun last night. And I really appreciated everybody being on the McNamara channel. So tonight I will be making the cherry turnovers. That'll be a lot of fun. I love turnovers. I really do. So just in closing on that, I really think that I'm a really lousy predictor of the future. And I don't like to plan too much ahead of time because things change. I got Missy Jenn here. As I told you before, her health and welfare stands at the top of the pyramid as in terms of things on the Rancho here. And if you can't get along with her, you got a super big problem. Okay? If she gives you the royal boot, then that's it. But she's a very easygoing person. But she has her infusion coming up in October. Top priority. Being with her with that. She has periodic other medical things come up that need attention. And she's going to have 120% of my attention for that shit. That's where the rubber meets the road. And after her infusion, I'm going to be here for another week, making sure that she is okay. Yeah, when different people come to the Rancho, it's great. It's a lot of fun, you know, because people come here, they're well behaved, and they have a good time. Yeah, I love cherry pie too. Well, Missy Jenn is not without experience with Marshall. Missy Jenn has been with Marshall multiple times over the years. She already knows Marshall, as I've said before, and I don't care what anybody may think about it. In person, he is a markedly, not remarkably, a markedly different person than he is when you see him on live streams. He's nothing but respectful to Missy Jenn. Nothing respectful to Bobby, and I would expect that to carry through. The mail is here and stuff. Jessica Jennifer, how you doing, beautiful? How you doing? Yeah, Jen will always be a priority of mine. You know, I will always have Jen's back. How many people can say in five and a half years of being together and living under the same roof that Missy Jenn and I have never raised our voices at each other, nor have we ever had a fight? Yeah, sometimes I might bop her with a cover when I'm turning over or something like that. She'll kind of get up and stomp away. But, you know, take that to the bank. Take that to the bank. Well, queen of all boners, because my feet aren't in cement in the past. As I've said on YouTube before, I envision a better tomorrow. I don't hang everybody by their past deeds. And to be honest, the last 2 months have been very calm. You might not like what he does. You might not like the soliciting for hounding people for tips and things like that and donations. But at the end of the day, it's allowed within the YouTube umbrella. So I always say, don't hate the player, hate the game, if you're talking about that. And the other thing is, the last 2 months have been very calm. I mean, I think he knows what's at stake for his future at this point in time. And I think he kind of knows in his mind, if he goes off the rail, I'm not going to have any part of anything to do with rebuilding. Last time we'll see Marshall, and no, he'll be around this afternoon. Yeah, you think he's gonna walk away? I didn't even know he had that. Yeah, the bandathon and all that. There's Missy Jenn. There she is. How you doing, sweetie? I have the utmost respect for Missy Jenn, and Missy Jenn is anybody that comes here. She's a very welcoming. She's like the Barbara Stanwyck of the Big Valley. She stands out there beating that triangle for dinner time. Ding-a-ling, diddling, diddling, diddling. Elvis be the first one there with it. Be the first one there rolling through. Oh, you've been listening the whole time. Yeah. So I don't agree with the pasties of him doxing. I don't think he's doxed anybody. That's just a statement to knock off of. There's doxing that occurs all the time. I was being doxed out family on the streams before. I mean, it is what it is on YouTube. Nobody ever talks about the other doxing that goes on. And Mr. X is still with him. He's known Mr. X for years. Rory is still a friend of his. So he tends to keep his friendships, which says something. Hey, Kim C., how are you? The the Laura Ingalls Wilder of the Rancho. That's it. How you doing, Ted Mack? Thank you, Dagan. I love your heart too. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead. I'm very honored to see. Special shout out to Jordan Blue in here today. Many a time Jordan Blue would like to put my head in a headlock and give it the old Missouri shuffle, babe. But she continues to be a wonderful, long-standing friend of mine. I don't see her nearly as much as I would like to around YouTube. She's on a totally different side of the Marshall thing, but she has my utmost respect. I will see. Yeah, that's the only three people. Bergs was doxed out by himself and by Vinny G and other people. Okay, let's see if you give them a pass too, Queen of all boners. Anyway, y'all have a good one today. Don't be selective. Take it all in. Okay, thanks everybody. See you tonight.